Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff, and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are indeed a thing. Can I get a little audio check in the chat, please, while I congratulate myself from getting us from the intro to being on the stage properly, and also introduce my guest for this evening, the professional co-host, Mr. Pakka. What about you, chum?
Good evening, how are you?
Not too bad at all. All going good. Had a little bit of a busy week trying to keep up with stuff and also being on night shift. But on Thursday night, I was at a really excellent performance, and we're going to be talking a lot about that tonight. And indeed, the culture war and where we are from the Ulster Scots perspective. It's basically where we're at. Anyway, oh yes, and I'll do some hellos. Boss is in from Holland. What about you, chum? Welcome aboard. Yourself. Budgie Burger's there, so we are covered for the funny comments. Dave's Waffle will probably lurk for the rest of the show until he falls asleep.
Evening, Dave.
Anglo, evening, brother. What about you, chum? I have a feeling you're going to like this one. Budgie Burger. Oh, and the special K of Acid saying, what about you, chum? Welcome aboard and thanks for coming. What else? Next, I'm going to do my shout-outs. Pack has 75 XP already. What?
Because I'm worth it, Baz. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how the internet works.
Yeah, nobody knows how the internet works at this stage. It seems to take very strange twists and turns. Oh, talking
I don't believe any of it, to be honest.
Hi, Olinda. What about you? Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming along. I'll tell you a funny, strange and turn. I've got a community warning for an unpublished version of Harmony, Melody and Rhyme for supporting prescribed organisations.
Okay, you're going to have to unpack that a little bit because, like, an unpublished version, like, well, what how do I know about it?
Because as you probably know, whenever I'm doing videos, I would sort of upload the latest version so I can let the other people see where I've got with the video.
Oh, right, okay. So it's
right, and then the final one goes out to everybody. Well, it's an early version, which I haven't actually deleted, and now I've got a fucking community warning for it. It's fucking mad. Willie's Desert Hangout, and what I'm thinking is it's to do with the mural on the wall, which you could possibly get to because the murals along there are UDA and UVF, which are paramilitary organisations, but it's a historical context and a picture from the 1970s. So I don't know. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to write in the appeal tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a tenuous link between showing a picture of therefore is support for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's well weird. You can't go there because then you can't show pictures of anything back.
Well, the other thing is the whole point of it is the contrast between where we were with the violence and what we can do with culture. And doing it with culture is much better. That's the whole point of the song.
Culture does tend to be more cultured.
Yeah, rather than the violence. So
Yeah.
how the fuck is saying let's do away with the violence and try to improve things through via the culture? How is that support of a terrorist organisation? I do not fucking know.
Yeah, your mic's gone, but yeah, faced between an evening at the opera, which I'm not a fan of, or an evening of cutting off my enemies' heads, I would rather be at the opera. Mic issues, everybody. 42 is going to splash out on a brand new mic because there's something wrong with the wire.
Hopefully, no, actually, I'm splashing out on cables.
Oh,
yeah, I'm hoping that because currently my mic goes to a the big USB port, and then I have to plug an adapter in to get it to my computer. So I want to get a cable that goes directly from the mic to the computer and see does that solve the problem. Anyway, Colin has arrived in. What about you, chum? Welcome aboard. There'll be some of your Scottish stuff coming up quite soon, by the way. Willie, Bass, Commander Class.
Sheffield.
What about you, chum? Is Lofer in?
Yep. Commander Classified.
Yep. Hold on. Where?
Willie's here.
Commander's in. Yeah. Willie, what about you, chum? Boy howdy, what about you, chum? Welcome aboard. You actually like the opera? Yeah. Right. Yep. Yep. Some Scottish stuff coming up quite shortly. I want to try to get into this quite quickly, and there is a huge possibility that this show could well run long, because I want to show quite a bit of stuff, and I want to try to do it justice. But to sort of set this up, currently at the minute there is a very large traditional Irish music festival happening in Belfast. This is a festival that goes, yep, it's all Ulster Scots, whole bunch of Ulster Scots stuff. This is a festival that goes from one city to another, year on year on year, and this year it has came to Belfast. It's only the second time it's been in Northern Ireland. It's always normally in Ireland. The other time it was in Ireland, it was in Londonderry, which is a very nationalist dominated city. You'll see a bit of that later on. Whereas Belfast is a lot more mixed, and there was a lot. Let's say not everybody is on board with the festival even being here, let alone anybody from my community, the British Ulster Loyalist community or the Ulster Scots community, taking anything to do with it, because it's an Irish festival with an Irish language name, which I will not be using because I couldn't pronounce it, but I speak English, not Irish, and the name of the festival is a literal translation of Traditional Irish Music Festival. So I'm calling it Traditional Irish Music Festival because that's my language. Which is the other thing that really surprises me. See, in the West in general, they want us to use everybody else's terminology. They want us to use everybody else's language, to the point where whenever a foreign footballer signs, the TV companies get them to pronounce their name and have that on file so they can figure out exactly how to say it the way that the people in that country would say it. And
I'll tell you where this went wrong. This all went wrong with Uranus, right?
Yep.
It was Uranus for forever. Yeah, it was a little bit funny. We all sniggered.
Yep.
but that's what it was, right? And then someone went, no, let's call it Uranus. And it would have been fine if they'd stopped there, but they didn't, did they? They
No.
created themselves a job, and now they've got to justify themselves. So they've spent the last 50 years finding things to repronounce in a stupid way.
Yep. It's absolute madness. The other thing which is going to come up momentarily is Ireland doesn't have a prime minister. It apparently has a tea shop, but be advised.
Everywhere's got a tea shop. Even the town I live in's got a tea shop.
But Taoiseach is a literal translation of the word president. So I call him the president because I speak English.
They're very French about this, aren't they? The French do that sort of shit.
Right. Now I'm going to find.
You know, compact and disc are French words, right? So what do you suppose the French call compact discs? They call them disc compact.
Compact. Yep. Yeah. Let's make it just slightly different.
Just to be fucking French about it. Yeah.
Yes. You gotta squeeze your own way bit in. Anyway.
But there you go. See, how do you keep your culture?
Well, by being slightly different. So there is a point to that. Right. What we're going to do this evening is we're going to look at the event on the Titanic slipways. And they're making it abundantly clear the Titanic slipways is the exact location where the Titanic slipped into the water. In the shipyard in East Belfast, and you can see the Samson Goliath cranes in the background.
Oh dear.
Emma, I haven't looked at my phone in a couple of hours. I'm sorry. Sorry. I will reply after the show whenever you're asleep. I'm sorry. The MG is now fully signed off on everything she needs to be a nurse.
Can she find a vein?
What? Oh, yes.
Can she find a vein? Okay, that's all right then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's fully signed off and has been approved for getting her number for going on the system and being employed as a nurse. Now this is a degree, so she's another bit of work to hand in, but it's all going really, really good. I'm immensely proud of her.
She's just replied, "Oh, I love a vein." That's exactly the right fucking attitude I want from a nurse.
Yep. Oh, yep. This is the other scary thing. Not only can she find a vein, she can give injections.
Yeah.
She can insert a catheter.
Yeah, good. Because
No.
That's where I want my competence when I arrive at the hospital, please.
Yeah. Do you know how scary her putting on a fucking sexy nurse's outfit's just become?
It's when she walks in and it's already covered in blood. That's when you want to worry.
Yeah. You know, it's yep. No, she's doing really, really well. Oh, did Bass win the ducking race?
No, it was Dawn.
Yep. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to do my shout outs. First one is Robin Courage is a Cure, an Australian girl who does a lot of coverage on government overreach and tyranny. The second one is Rich from RPW Media, does a live show every Friday night at 11 p.m. British summertime, and also does a lot of videos and has a really big back catalogue and a website. And if you want to get the honest information about what has happened in the last while in American politics, going back for a few years, you'll find all that with Rich RPW Media. Lothar, welcome aboard. Chum, thanks very much for coming along. Brad, I didn't say hello to you yet. Welcome, brother. Hope you enjoy. Yes, and the one, the only, the Dave Waffle House, home of the Friday Night Duck Race, the best duck race on the internet.
Say hello, Dave.
Yep, say hello. Bounce into the chat. Everybody's friendly. It's a really good laugh. And if you want to de-stress and just have a while where it's, although I haven't said that, Dave has been having a bit of brother bother, where his brother's an absolute fucking idiot. And
Yeah,
Dave,
we
I
can
will,
put that another way and just say, like, if you think you're having a bad week,
yeah,
tune in to Dave.
yeah. But Dave, honestly, from someone who spent a lot of time in the men's rights movement, please hear this. See your brother. You're doing too much for him. And I know you've got this thing worked out for next week and he's going into rehab and all, but I swear to fuck, see if he bollocks up that rehab. Please wash your hands of him, delete your number from his phone, give him zero help whatsoever, because no matter what you do, he is going to work his hardest to fuck it up. And he's bollocksed up all of his own resources, and now he's jealous of the people around him that haven't bollocksed up theirs, and he's going to try to take them off him as well, in order to be equal. And it's a race to the bottom. Whenever you've got an anchor dragging you down, it's probably best to cut that fucker off.
Yeah, don't let him drag you down to his level.
Yeah, do not let him drag you down. Imagine you're on a ship that's had a really bad collision, and 3/4 of the boat's salvageable, and you can get everybody else to shore. But there's a bit of the boat's trailing behind you and dragging it down. Do you want to lose everybody, or do you want to chop that the fuck off? Let it sink and sail on. Honestly,
There's a fair chance he won't sink anyway. But if once he's only got his fucking self to rely on, he's got the choice then, hasn't he?
yeah,
He can fucking sort himself out, or he can not. But I would say to him, "You fuck it, we're done, and I will talk to you again when you're on the feet, and you can buy me a fucking pint."
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's Dave Waffles' brother.
Anyway, yeah. So and it's not Dave. Dave's not here. He can't defend himself.
Dave's not here. I know we'll have heard this, and apart from that, Dave, there's two reasons why it's not like it's a secret to anybody, and the other thing is I want to let anybody else that has got a brother or family member or whatever significant person that's actually making their life miserable, that it's more than acceptable to just cut them off, because the other option is you go down with them. But anyway, now I want to get into this content because it's 20 minutes gone and we've a lot to get through. Just to set the stream, set the scene. The main thing we're going to be looking at is the Ulster Band Showcase. It takes place at Titanic Slipways as part of the traditional Irish music festival in Belfast. You're going to hear enough to leave that, but here's the important bit. In attendance at the event were the Lord Mayor of Belfast, Councillor Ross Marie Donnelly, who is a Sinn Féiner who went to an Irish language medium school and has never had anything good to say about anybody from the Protestant Unionist culture in her life. However, she's the current Lord Mayor. The previous Lord Mayor left her a fucking hand grenade and got the Lord Mayor's office involved in this event. because it only just switched recently, and now she has to attend. The other person is the Irish president, Michael Martin. That word there, Taoiseach, is a literal translation of the word president, and I speak English, so that's why I call him President Michael Martin, or Michael Martin. Communities Ministers Gordon Lyons and Lord Lieutenant Dame Fanuna J. O'Boyle and Dr. Lamas O'Murtro and somebody else with from this group, Comitan Ireland, which is the organising committee. So basically at this event, what we managed to do was bring the people who don't really, who are in places of office and whatnot, and important places. We've managed to drag them down, sit them down, force them to watch and listen without shouting obscenities at us, which makes a very nice fucking change, because that's normally what happens. And it could be the beginning of them actually understanding there may be a point to everything we do. Yeah, the tea shop. Yep. So, and the other thing is, us Ulster Scots people do have a certain way of going about things. And I would like to get Pakka's take on it. The other thing that we're going to look at is how these things that we do in a display setting translate into a celebratory setting, and why they're still the same but slightly different. And it has, and you can tell when we are having fun. And also, I remember, Pakka, you were on with Chris, and I put in the comments about English parades being more diverse than our Ulster parades. And Chris had a bit of a laugh, and he thought I was talking about diversity of people, of colours of people. That's not the case. Whenever you go to whenever you go to a band parade in Northern Ireland, particularly in Belfast, less so out the country, it can be very same because it's all flute bands. Well, or different types of flute bands.
You do the one thing.
Yeah. Oh, well. See, English bands have got different instruments.
Yeah, up north we've got a whole plethora of brass bands.
Yep. Yes.
And you're most likely, if you're having a parade, you'll most likely get the what do you call them? The dudes with the balloons and the bells. What are we calling them?
Oh, the Morris dancers.
That's it. Morris dancers. They'll turn up.
Yep.
You know, like
But
you don't do all that. We do flutes and drums, and here we come.
Your Orange Order parades are more diverse. You have it's very rare we even have accordion bands over here, but over in England they have quite a lot of concertina bands, which is a small version of an accordion, but they also have upright glockenspiels that they play as well.
You showed us.
Yeah,
I remember this now.
You know, so what you will see in this is a bit of the diversity that there is in what we do, because there is a bit of diversity. And also, I'm going to compare and contrast with what's going on in West Belfast. To be very clear, whenever you've watched all of this, be advised, there is a lot of Irish stuff that I am not going to be showing here, because it's a really big fuck off festival, and I'm talking about selective bits. If you want to find out more about Irish music, Irish dance, whatnot, look it up. There's lots of it on YouTube, particularly because this big festival is going on. It's where we get stuff that was going live. But what I really want to look at is the difference in how having a traditional Irish festival differs in East Belfast and West Belfast, and what we do and what they do, and everybody can make up their mind about which one actually looks traditional, because it ain't the one in West Belfast. But there you go. Sorry, I might have... Yeah, right. Anyway, let's get our first bit of content up. Which one was it I wanted? No, it's not that. Yep, I think we want that one. Marching bands, Titanic, Slipway, present or slide. Share screen. Share screen. By the way, I'm going to drop this guy's link in the chat. Fuck, that's the wrong one. No, I'm going to drop this guy's link in the chat. He's currently got 28 subscribers. So if everybody could please womble off and subscribe to him, it would be pretty good payment for me dining out on his content. Yeah, and feel free to leave a comment in there.
Yeah, leave a comment and say, hey, saw you on 42, love the content.
Yeah. or 42 cent to Crazy Cats.
Yeah.
Feel free to do that as well. Give that a like, give that a sub, and I will get the beginning of this up. Here we go. Oh no, it's, yep, this is the one. Here we go.
Oak or ash with goat skin drum heads and played using flexible canes, the lambeg produces a remarkable sound that can carry for miles. Yet despite its immense volume, playing the instrument is an art requiring precision, rhythm and control. Every drummer develops their own style while respecting techniques that have been passed from one generation to another. For many families, lambeg drumming is more than a performance. It's a lifelong tradition. Skills are handed down from parents to children. Competitions encourage excellence, and local clubs help ensure that this unique musical heritage continues to thrive. It's therefore especially fitting that we begin tonight with performers who represent both the highest standards of lambeg drumming today and the bright future of that tradition. Formed in 2021, Centenary Drumming Club is represented this evening by Andy Young, his son Ethan Young, and Henry Turkington. Between them, they've enjoyed remarkable success on the competition circuit. Andy has won every major lambeg drumming competition, including the prestigious Blue Ribbon event at Claddy Night in 2024. Ethan has already established himself in senior competition despite his young age, while Henry has earned multiple victories in the junior ranks. Together they represent both excellence and the passing of tradition from one generation to the next. Before that though, the excellent Graham Harris will kick us off with a piping set before the thunder of the lambeg drum. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Belfast welcome to the Centenary Drumming Club, and first of all, your piper this evening, Graham Harris.
Right, I'm going to start. Hello, can you hear me? Yep, oh fuck. For a minute there I thought my mic had gone again. First question, did that sound like an overly long intro? Pack, I can't hear you.
Oh, me muted this time. Yeah, it was long enough.
Yeah, this is something that this is something that generally happens at any of the events that are like this. If you go to an event in Orange Hall or in an event where people are showcasing their talents as opposed to a parade, they're going to explain exactly what everything is before it comes out. Because while probably half of the people are going to know most of the knowledge, the other half are not. And the education gets baked into the event, because if we want to keep things the way they are, we'll have to understand them. So pretty much any time that you go to an event, where you have multiple groups coming on doing their thing, you're going to get that type of introduction. And I'm going to, the next thing that happens here is the bagpiper plays, and I'm going to skip forward a little bit, and we're only going to listen to one of his tunes, and let's see. Oh, fuck me. This channel's not even monetized and getting hit with adverts. Right. Okay, I'm just sorting out exactly where I am on this. We're going to listen to one bagpipe song.
Unionist culture and a bit of, or Protestant Scottish culture and a bit of Irish culture in there.
Hold on. Alright. I shouldn't have went back there. Right. We'll let it play from here.
A paper. A weird experience. Okay, welcome everybody. Those are 3 little tunes for you. That was Shanghai Lil. Hopefully you all recognize that one.
We're watching some Ulster Scots traditional events, mate.
And it's based on the same tune as Shanghai Lil, so with a bit of the Unionist culture and a bit of, or Protestant Scottish culture and a bit of Irish culture in there. And then we finish with I'll Tell Me Man. I'm going to do one more piece for you before we hear the lambeg drums. And this one has a little bit of audience participation. So when we get towards the end of it, I would love it if you could all give me a big yo! Something like that. Hopefully you'll all know what this is. Killaloo.
This tune, Killaloo, that's the band that's the march that all the Irish regiments produce. Here we go. Right. At this point, I'd like you to remember that in my poem about the bands and all that, it does say, without the fife, some say, without the fife, the drum is just noise. Now's your opportunity to make up your mind on that one. Here we go, a little bit of lambeg drumming, which is indeed the loudest percussion instrument in the world, but it's not picked up brilliantly on this mic. We will have a little bit coming up where you can hear it a bit better. you hear the beat change? That's slightly enough of that. That's a bit of lambic drumming. What do you make of it, Mr. Pakka?
It's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind. I see. I quite like traditional music. To be fair,
Yeah.
it always interests me. Any traditional music interests me because generally it's good because they had fuck all else to do in the evening.
Yep.
So they get good at it.
Exactly.
Scottish traditional music is quite good. They love to play it to you when you go up there. And
Sorry.
that as well.
What was that? Sorry.
Scottish music, Scottish traditional music.
Yes, I like you on bagpipes for heart.
Well, I'm not a major fan of the bagpipes.
Yeah, but the bagpipes is the most traditionally Scottish instrument you'll find.
yeah, but even so.
Yeah, if you're out at a country parade, you have a much more chance of coming in contact with a bagpipe band or an accordion band. The cities are very far. Yep, Edinburgh tattoo is. Oh, Colin, did you know there's a tattoo in Belfast? Yep, we have a tattoo in Belfast now as well. It's actually very good. Although Emma, it's the only thing that whenever I mentioned to Emma about getting tickets for, she never really gave me an answer. Because generally, and I know that's out now, I don't really fancy it, because generally speaking, you get that, you get the nice, I would like that, or could do, or something like that, but whenever... Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, it's not very well publicized. The other thing, whenever I'm talking about the culture war and whatnot, which I will be coming into, because events like this in Belfast, with the council, with it being supported, with it actually going officially on the roster and whatnot, this is something we've never had before for the unionist community. But also in that culture war, as Colin, I'm sure, is very well aware, there is a stage show called The Way Back Home, which is basically made out of... it's a story of Glasgow Rangers after they had the false tax bill, were basically grifted out of millions by the Scottish government and had to go down to the bottom tier. And it's about their journey back up into the Premier League, and a lot of it is the songs that the people sing on the terracing, and that is another foyer into the culture wars of skirmish. The Pride of the Shore Flute Band had a play made about them, and and you know about that. Had a play made about them about life in the Shore Road during COVID, and how much the band helped, the Pride of the Shore Flute Band helped the people in the area with getting food deliveries and all sorts of stuff. We've had a collaboration between the Ulster Museum and the Belfast Bands Forum to produce a documentary. This is the biggest event that we've had so far, so it's quite strange that we're doing that. It's happening. Hasn't got the buy-in of everybody in our community. There's a good solid 15% that think we should have nothing to do with it, which somehow, Pakka, get this, see, in the last 2 weeks I've suddenly become a progressive.
Go on.
Yeah, because I think this event is a step forward and good, and a lot of people are like, no,
Look
that's
at you with your steps forward. Fucking hell, you are progressive.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a hell of a lot of people that think we should have nothing to do with this, Personally, I think it's the only way forward. Now, I'm going to skip forward to...
Oh, was it our something of tolerance?
Yeah, well, what they're worried about, and I can honestly, genuinely see their point. The amount of times that the council and the government and everybody has shit upon our people and our marching bands in particular. It's very hard to believe that we're ever going to get a fair shake of the whip, a fair crack at it.
Well, no, because your approach is we're here until we get a fair shake of the whip.
Yeah, this is it.
That's your approach.
Yeah.
And eventually you'll win because you're not going anywhere, are you?
Oh, fuck no.
No.
Oh, fuck no. Nah, I'm going to zip this forward to the next people that's coming on. Where? Oh, no, hold on. Fuck off with your adverts.
The wrong IT decision is expensive. Make yours defensive.
James the second that became...
Oh, hold on. Need to wind this back just a little bit. Fuck's sake. Right. We'll go with this.
As we've already heard, Ulster's musical heritage is rich and it's varied, and our next performers take us back even further in time to the military music of the late 17th and 18th centuries. Formed in 2009, Sir Henry Inglesby Fife and Drum from Carrickfergus was formed to complement the famous Carrickfergus pageant and is named after Sir Henry Inglesby, the officer appointed to King William III's, by King William III's commander, the Duke of Schomberg, to command the guard at Carrickfergus Castle in 1690. As William's army marched south towards the decisive Battle of the Boyne, Sir Henry Inglesby remained behind
but it's not Riverdance
at Carrickfergus. Today, the band is dedicated to preserving the Ulster Scots Irish tradition of fifing and drumming through both performance and education. Their uniforms are carefully researched reproductions, while their music recreates the sound that would once have echoed through military camps, town squares and parade grounds more than 3 centuries ago. Their commitment to authenticity has seen them perform not only throughout Ireland but also at major historical reenactments across Europe. Their musical programme this evening reflects that rich heritage. Among their varied set, you'll hear Lily Bolero, one of the best known political tunes of the 17th century, written during the reign of King James II.
Oh, hold on, let it go on.
It became closely associated with the Glorious Revolution and the...
Pakka, I got a question for you.
Go on.
If you heard the tune Lily Bolero, would you recognise it?
Who, Bolero?
Right. Okay. This tune that they're talking about, Lily Bolero, which is played on fifes, the diddle-dee-dee, the diddle-dee-dee, the diddle-dee-dee, the diddle-dee-dee. That was a song that was popular whenever King William was being brought across to take over from King James.
Right.
And it was that endemic throughout England, and the support for William above James was that endemic that the guards at the palace who were guarding James were singing this song in support of King William, which was basically them saying, we can't desert yet because the other army hasn't arrived yet for us to join. But as soon as they have arrived, you may get the fuck out of here, which is why James disappeared from England so quickly. That's how popular he was. And whenever we get to the tune, I'll point it out for you. Yep. Oh, the other thing is, I've heard this group before, and I've also heard this introduction before, because last year on Ulster Day, I was at Carrickfergus for an event in Carrickfergus Town Hall, and this group performed at it, and they got the exact same introduction, basically word for word. Do you begin to see where I get this thing about knowing about my culture from? It's baked in. And this'll go further. The more you see this, the more you'll start to understand it. And a big part of why we do things the way we do them is it's a constant struggle to educate the next generation. We can't be the generation that lets the knowledge die. It needs to get passed down. So it's baked into pretty much everything we do. And somebody asked about river dance. There is dancing coming up very shortly. Right, I'll play a little bit of this, and you can see the progression in the music whenever you listen to the lambegs. Whenever you hear this with the fifes, you'll see that's slightly different, and you've got the drums with quite deep noise. And then later on, whenever we come to the modern marching bands, you'll have a different noise of the side drums again, which is more high pitched. And this is where you start to learn about the diversity. The other thing is these drums were out of date order. These drums predate the lambegs. These were drums with a goat skin, and they increasingly got bigger and bigger until somebody decided to turn it from being a side drum to being straight up and putting an extra head on it to get more noise out of it. I will never notice any typos or grammatical errors because I'm not brilliant with that stuff myself. I need to get Emma to check mine. Right, we'll play a little bit of this.
The Williamite cause remaining one of the most recognisable melodies in the Orange musical tradition. You'll also hear King William's March, this version of the tune written in honour of King William III, but it goes by many names. And in the Irish context, you might recognise it as a tune called King of the Fairies. Alongside these, you'll hear traditional Scottish melodies, including the much-loved The Rowan Tree. And to conclude there, the band will perform Parson's Farewell, an English country dance dating back to the 17th century. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Sir Henry Inglesby Fife and Drum Band.
Are you ready for your next
Fuck
adventure?
off.
Browse our tours, book online,
It's
or
a bit
request a
embarrassing
brochure.
that you've got bands formed
Starting a
15
business
years
in
ago that are
Dubai has
playing
never been easier.
17th
Set up
century
fully
English
online,
tunes
get
that
life.
I've probably never heard.
Yeah. This seems to be part of the problem, chum.
Yeah.
The,
Play it and we'll see. We'll see if I recognise anything.
yeah. We'll play this and see do you recognise anything. If you listened carefully, I possibly gave it away, but I'm tone deaf, so probably didn't. But yeah. The other thing that you start to realise is English history, Irish history, Scottish history, Welsh history, it's all intertwined. And you can't fucking understand one unless you have at least a bit of a grasp of the rest of them. And that's partially where the
No
problem
point in
is.
learning one on its own, is there?
Yep, and that's why the Scottish independent people, the Welsh independent people, the Irish independent people, that's why they're so hell-bent on breaking up the union, because it only works as a union. But if they can rip it apart, things start to break. Anyway, let's play this. Oh, by the way, this music is a little bit low because we've got two disadvantages on it. One is music travels forward, and this is going towards the stage. And the other thing is, you're right by the River Lagan, and there's a very strong breeze here that's taking all the sound away. So that's why you've got a reduced level of volume, the geography and placements, but it's what we've got. Actually, hold on. One momento. Let's see. Do we have... this? Where are we? That's church band. Bah. Sorry, I thought I might have had a slightly better volume one, but I don't. One momento.
As William.
No, it's no better. Sorry, I was recognize that, Pakka?
No.
Nah, really see this. Here we go. Protestant boys. Fuck me, adverts everywhere. This thing is trolling me.
When it's wrong.
Well, of course.
Where am I? StreamYard. We'll take you back out. We will present. Share screen. Share screen. Share. StreamYard. Where were we? There.
The Protestant boys are loyal and true, stout-hearted in battle and stout-handed too. The Protestant boys are true as of yore, and faithful and peaceful when danger is o'er. And though they bear and proudly wear the colours that floated o'er many a fray, where cannons were flashing and sabres were clashing, the Protestant boys still carried the day.
There you go. There's it with our current lyrics, and you will notice that in the show they called it Lily Bolero.
Yeah.
By its original name, and not the Protestant Boys.
I see.
Because we play our bands play tunes, not songs.
I see what you did. I see what they did there. Yes, it's very good.
Yeah. For example, you know the Beach Boys song "Sloop John B."
Yeah.
Apparently, that's very, very offensive.
It's about a boat, isn't it?
What?
Isn't it about a boat?
Yeah, not in Belfast. It's not.
Oh.
Because it's a song that there's words to it that originated in Scotland, and basically go, the famine's over, fuck off and go home. So it goes, the Sloop John B bit goes, fuck off and go home, fuck off and go home, the famine's over, fuck off and go home. And that's a song that the Scottish people sing to the Catholics that apparently came over because of the famine, despite the fact that there was also a fucking famine in Scotland at the time.
Don't matter that, does it? That is something that brings these islands together, is that if there's something fucking wrong, we'll sing a song about it.
Yeah, you know,
people that we think are the fucking problem.
Yeah, you know, so right throughout the Loyalist culture, what we say is the bands play tunes, not songs, and it's not our fault that someone else has put a new bunch of words.
But but this is the thing though: the bands are just playing tunes because they know that people will fucking write the words for them.
Yeah, you know. Like another example is the first time I watched Sulu, and at the end heard them singing Men of Harlow. I was like, what the fuck are the Welsh doing singing the wrong words to Derry's Walls? Because that's the tune that's the words that I had learned to it. But little did I know that the song way predated that and was actually a Welsh song that we nicked and put words to. You know, so getting into the whole thing of words for, I'm not sure, Billy.
Well, you go to the football, didn't you? 42. You know, one thing is that we can put words to tunes.
Yes, exactly.
Give us a minute and we'll tell you what you think to whatever tune you're playing.
Exactly. This is what we do. So that was Lily Bolero. That's I have seen it on the internet. I have seen the actual English words that were used at the time. I couldn't really make full sense of it because there was a lot of English connotations from that I wasn't familiar with. But it's still knocking about. But we still regularly, because we're more connected to our past through all of this than you are. People have deliberately severed your connections with your past. No.
Not a problem though, because it just so happens that our past is written into the fucking history books.
Yes, exactly. This is true.
We want to know. We ain't got far to look.
Yeah, and if you want to find out, much about your culture, don't worry. We've kept the copy for you.
Yeah.
You know, this is the other reason why they really don't want the English people and the Ulster people talking too much, because it starts to become obvious that there's a real connection there, and that our bit only works in conjunction with your bit, and your bit only works in conjunction with our bit, and they really don't like that. No, the king is not meant to be a Protestant. The king has to be a Protestant. He cannot be any. Well, he's not actually, he's not supposed to be a Protestant. He's supposed to be Church of England, and that is different. Not all Protestants are the same. And the king has to be Church of England and only Church of England, and he can't do the job any longer if he's anything else, which is why anybody that says he's turned a Muslim is talking pedigree bullshit. His head would be coming off at that point.
I think it's one of them things. If he's not, then we are allowed to kill him.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And so, you know.
Now, 1 second. I want to have a quick check of where I'm at with this. Yeah. Right. Now, I'm going to drop this out, and we're going to have a look at, because we've done an hour. We'll remove this, and we'll have a wee look at what's happening in West Belfast this week at their festival, because
Is Baz going to be impressed? Does here come the short skirts and jumping up and down?
no.
Oh, sorry, Baz.
Right. By the way, Greta Thunberg came to this event.
Yeah, I already don't want to go then.
Yeah, and this is a bit of Kneecap, who are famed for being a Irish language rap group. They're performing at the West Belfast Festival. Now,
Seriously, is this what they put up against your band?
yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I'm going to play a little bit of this. Now, be advised, this is an Irish language rap group that is funded pretty much exclusively by governments. That stuff that you see is funded by the people that do it. And we're going to have a look at what the West Belfast Festival looks like. And I will say to anybody that's from an Irish perspective, this is not your fucking culture, and you can look up and find other stuff, but I'm comparing and contrasting the West Belfast Festival with what happened in East Belfast. So here we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Take you back out again. Stop at presenting event. Share screen. Share screen. Here we go. This is the alternative. This is the Irish culture, apparently, that we're up against in this culture war. By the way, Irish language rap group. I want you to look out for the Irish language, because you might not understand what they're saying. Unless, of course, they actually do it in English.
Is it you on it? I think a little shit shifting inbred potatoes.
Right. It was West Belfast English. He said something about inbred pedos, which is his reference to British people, by the way.
Anyway, we woke up the next day up fucking ball bagged and then ended up in the BBC News. The fuck? What put on the news? What here? What turn is it? News like what turn is it? Guess who's back on the news? Who's been the boss again? Boss again? What's what? That's good.
Yes.
Well,
That's
it looks like a fun time, okay, if you're 19 years old and want to get pissed
Yeah.
and have a fun time. But
Well-
that's not our culture. That's not anybody's culture. That's where people get mixed up, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you would need subtitles, but by the way, none of that was in Irish. He was talking about getting ball bagged, as in getting drunk, and ending up in the BBC, and all of it was in English. And what we see
Imagine
now,
getting drunk enough to end up on the BBC.
yeah,
That must
well,
have been a fucking night out.
yeah, well, they've done some other stuff as well. I think it was probably saying something derogatory about British people, but I'm very curious as to why that's Irish culture, because it looked like an American rap concert to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what that is. And, you know, God bless America and all that.
Yeah.
But they
Oh.
don't really have a culture because they're not fucking old enough to. They haven't developed one yet.
Exactly.
So,
You know,
all their culture is based on our cultures.
no. Yeah, it beggars belief that what we do is, by a large section of the Irish community, class is not real culture. But somehow kneecap is.
Well, it is culture, but it's
Yeah,
Black American culture.
Yeah, it's not Irish culture.
No. No.
You know, if
I went to see some Irish bands play traditional music and kneecap came on, I would be seriously disappointed.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Do you know who would have done a far better job on that stage? Al Mac with Clan of Celts. But then again, that's not an Irish band. That's just a band that plays songs that Irish people like. There's no actual real culture to it. And what we're going to dip to now is a little clip of sort of what we've seen earlier from the Ulster Scots stuff in a celebratory setting. Today was the Relief of Derry celebrations, where we celebrate the end of the siege. So I'm going to show a little bit of what happened last night in Londonderry at midnight, or before midnight and just after midnight. I need to find this link first. Where? There it is. Presenter and fade. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Reenactment. Now, what you will, the first thing you're going to notice out of this is, because everything's a bit more enclosed, the music's going to be louder. And because it's in celebration mode, everybody's in a far more jovial tone. But this happens every year in Londonderry on the Relief of Derry. This is the market just before midnight on the second Saturday in August, and then we have parades during the day as well, during the following day. Enjoy. So, where are we? There. And see what you recognise from what you've seen earlier. Not sure how that jump cut happened.
Yeah.
Those cannons fired the last time I watched it.
I've just started a list in my head of things you must own to be British or to be English or to be British.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've started with obviously a tri-corner hat because I've already got one.
Yep.
What else would I write the list? Second on the list is a longbow. Can anybody else think of anything else that you must own to be truly British? In the chat.
Yeah, definitely a longbow. And
Yeah.
you should be. I would bring back the mandate to practice that every Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's see. We may get the calendar fire this time. Here are the lamb eggs. Such my father will. I'm about to do a big jump. Nah. So that's sort of how all this stuff translates into a more celebratory thing. This stuff in Londonderry. Yeah, God bless pallets. This stuff in Londonderry is all going on in an area called the Fountain Estate, which prior to the late 1960s had like 15 to 20,000 people living there. It's now down to about 350 because they have been bombed, bottled, shot and everything, intimidated and ethnically cleansed out of the area. The Irish believe that if they can get these last 350 out, all this noise and shit stops. But as you can guess, the people that live there, the souls of Tarzan's feet think they're hard.
Sorry?
The people that live there after...
I got that bit.
Yeah. The souls of Tarzan's feet wonders how they got that hard.
Oh, right, okay.
Yep, they ain't shifting because they need to stay there in order for this tradition to survive. And the graffiti on the wall down there says Fountain Estate still under siege. And that estate has been attacked 3 times that I know of in the last month. Fireworks and stones and stuff. It's just a common thing, but
yeah, which anywhere on the mainland that would be in the news, wouldn't it?
yeah.
You'd hear about it.
Oh,
But likewise on the mainland this week in Thetford, I think it's Thetford. They tried to put several thousand fighting age third world men in the town.
yes.
And it's kicked off several nights running, but the news don't want to tell you about it.
Oh, that's interesting.
There was several thousand due to arrive in, I think it's the place is called Thetford, in an ex-RAF camp. But then the locals found out some houses of multiple occupation had also been earmarked for these gentlemen. At which point, the townsfolk, we will say, accidentally broke all the windows and other stuff, knocked fences over.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah,
it's interesting that they've chosen to keep this one out of the news instead of publicising and trying to get everybody arrested.
Yes,
that's a change. Now, whether or not it's something unique to this one location, in that it's a very small area, and if they go and arrest the person that's in charge of the electric substations, or they arrest the person that's in charge of the water treatments, or they arrest the people that's in charge of the telephone lines, then none of that shit's going to work.
yeah. The irony is this area voted Labour.
Oh, yeah.
So careful what you wish for.
Well, this is the problem. They suddenly fucking come face to face with the consequences of their political choices, and then they're astounded by it.
Oh, but hey, we'd all love to live in a world where we all got on and we could all hold hands and we could all sing Kumbaya.
Yeah,
I'd love it as much as the next man.
Oh fuck!
But
they
not
never.
Everybody thinks like that, do they?
They never taught Kumbaya in my Sunday school.
It's not tricky. 42. I'll teach you after.
Oh no! My Sunday school made a decision. We're not going near that. My
Sunday school was progressive even for the 1970s.
Yep. And my boys' brigade, which is the other place that had like a Bible class and stuff, they made a decision not when they were near it. Do you know where I did learn it? In the fucking school. But it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, let's see. Where am I going next? I know what I was going to do. Bum, 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 bum. Marching Band's Titanic. We're going to scoot through you.
Thanks for the suggestions, chat, for things to be English. I think someone put a castle. I think a castle might be a stretch for most of us.
Actually matters.
What the fuck is going on here?
Tracking what's happening inside your work.
Right, you shut that up for a minute. Yes. Yes, I need to go back and go through those.
You crack on, I'll have a check.
Yeah. Yes. Have a look and give me an idea. Have a scroll through and I will get this next bit coming on. No.
Oh, bacon, said Griffin, and then he corrected himself and put smoked bacon.
Smoked bacon, yeah. Right, 1 second.
Shoes with big buckles. I could probably do without them, to be fair.
All right, yes.
Sword. Special Crown Acid, a broadsword. Quite like that. I don't know. What's a wine skin? Who put that?
A wine skin?
A wine skin, yeah. What's one of them?
No idea. Right. Right, I'm going to start getting this.
Music and dance have always gone hand in hand, and nowhere is that more evident than the tradition of Highland dancing. Although many people associate Highland.
Right. Here we go. I've got that stopped at the appropriate place. Here we go. Next activity. Add that to the stage. And where are we? Here.
And Dancing with Scotland, it's a tradition with deep roots in Ulster too, reflecting the historic connections that have existed for centuries. Originally developing from the athletic sword dances and ceremonial displays of the Scottish Highlands, Highland dancing evolved into a highly disciplined art form that combines strength, agility, balance and precision. Today, it's performed competitively across the world, but at its heart, it remains a celebration of culture, heritage and community, with each dance telling its own story through movement and music. Our next performers are helping to ensure that this vibrant tradition continues to flourish. Founded by champion Highland dancer Molly Smith from Aberdeenshire, the Molly Smith School of Highland Dance has grown remarkably in a very short space of time. What began with just 8 young dancers has quickly developed into a thriving community of almost 70 dancers from across County Tyrone, introducing a new generation to the traditions of Highland dance while strengthening the cultural links between Scotland and Ulster. The school is proud of its close connections with the Sierra Pipe Band and Sierra Orange Lodge, whose support has played an important role in its success. This evening's performance is accompanied by a varied and evocative musical programme that begins with A New Dawn, a composition which captures a sense of optimism.
Going to watch a little bit of this with the kids and then skip through to the bit with the teacher.
The speed, precision and athleticism of Highland dancing. The performance concludes then with the lively Mary MacDonald's Reel, one of the best loved reels in the Scottish traditional repertoire, a joyful tune which is full of energy. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Molly Smith School of Highland Dance.
I'm going to skip a bit. You see. Fuck off these adverts. I'm not monetized, and the guy who put up this video is not monetized, and why they're putting advertisements on, I have no fucking clue. Thoughts, Mr. Pakka?
It was all right. It might have been better closer up, to be fair.
Yeah. But does it remind you of anything?
Yeah.
Have you seen Riverdance?
Yeah, no, it reminded me of that. No, I haven't seen Riverdance, and I pride myself on that.
All right. Riverdance isn't...
I get the general idea. I was alive at the time, so I couldn't actually avoid it.
Yeah. Riverdance is quite similar, apart from Michael Flatley introduced tap dance to it.
Yeah.
Yep. He introduced tap shoes and the noise and whatnot. But Irish dancing is a breakaway version of Highland dancing. Because take a guess which one happened first. It becomes a recurring theme. Most of Irish culture is a wish version of some form of British culture that they have tweaked slightly. So that was a bit of...
So if Timu did British culture.
Yes. Yes. If Timu did British culture, it would come out as Irish culture. Yep. Highland dancing. None of my cousins did Highland dancing, by the way, because nobody had enough money for it. But most of my nieces did. Because my cousins had the means to send their daughters to Highland dancing. And the importance of it is it's a very good place for you to get a good basic knowledge of your history. Because it's all connected. Yep, we all live in the British Isles. We do indeed. And if the Irish could just getting bored and try to be part of it instead of always trying to be separate.
It would work. It would work so much better, wouldn't it?
It would.
I'm glad even you can see that.
The only people stopping that are the Irish.
Yeah.
Could you just leave us alone to do our bit, you do your bit over there? And if you really want the culture war, we throw ours down on the table, you throw yours down on the table, and we'll see what's better. Because I've no fear in that. I've no fear in that competition. And to be fair, the traditional Irish music is actually quite good.
We all live on the same rock. We have done for a couple of thousand years now. We could just because we know each other.
Yeah, well,
we could just get along.
The Irish are the newcomers, and they arrived at 250 BC.
Yeah, well, that ain't yesterday, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. They've been here since before Christ, and they still can't fucking get on with us. The difference between them and every other group that's arrived is they can't get on with us, and that is actually, well, the difference between that and them and
This is the thing, right? They get all hard done by about what the other groups did to them.
yeah.
Do they not know what the other groups did to each other?
Yep. Do they not know what they did to the other groups?
Well, you know.
Do you know why? Do you know why the Irish can't talk about their history and openly and honestly and say this is what happened? Because every time they won a battle, they fucking massacred people. So they can't publicise that. So they've got a choice of publicising the times that they massacred people that they could have let live, or you've got the stories of them getting defeated. So they need to try to invent something other for their history. Which
Well,
is
they shouldn't. They should just be fucking honest and say this is how we are.
Yeah,
you want to fight us?
well,
it's a fair fucking. It's a fair game. This is how we are. Do you want to fight us? Because if you do fight us, you lose. We'll kill all of you.
I'll tell you how far this thing goes. The Irish and the British cannot agree on the name for Northern Ireland. The Irish call it the North, or the North of Ireland, because they cannot bring themselves to say the words Northern Ireland. Mind you, neither can Rags half the time either, but I keep on telling him off about that. And he told me, but I talk to a lot of people and they say the North of Ireland. I'm like, yes, but you're supposed to be fucking one of us. You know, but that's how far the division goes. We can't even agree on the name of the country. Right. Now, I want to scoot this along a bit. Let me see, where am I? So, we've done the Irish dancing. Marching bands, Titanic Slipway. Let me just see what happens next. Oh, fuck off. Another bastard advertisement. This is beyond a joke. I'd love to know who's getting this ad revenue, because it's not me or the person who posted the video.
And the classic melody flute.
Here we go. This is coming up is going to be the Imperial Guards, who are a melody flute band. Going to show a little bit of that.
Band style, Imperial Guards have quickly established a reputation for musical excellence. They are essentially a walking orchestra. Their performances blend military marches, traditional Ulster airs, Scottish and Irish melodies, hymns, and sacred music into a
By the way, this band was formed about 3 years ago, possibly 4.
program that reflects the rich diversity of the flute band tradition. In just 3 years, the band has made a remarkable impact already. Beyond music, they have demonstrated a strong commitment to their community, raising thousands of pounds for local charities, including Cancer Research UK, Autism NI, Light of Foot, and this year, Cancer Fund for Children. They've also earned recognition on the parading scene in 2024 on their very first appearance in the Belfast.
Right, this is a melody flute band, and you will be able to recognise it because of the way they set up, and there will be a little bit of something different, slightly different shortly, and you can see the diversity. The other thing I would say is this band led the Belfast St Patrick's Day Parade. First time there's ever been a loyalist band in it. There's been unionist bands in, but these are actually a proper loyalist band, albeit melody flute, so not the blood and thunder. And we'd watch a little bit of this.
Last 12th of July demonstration, they were awarded the best melody band on parade. Their musical programme tonight perfectly reflects the band's broad repertoire. They begin with a tune that every bandsman and bandwoman will know all too well. If you've ever marched the length of the Lisbon Road on the 12th of July, you'll know that moment when you think you've nearly reached the end, only for the band captain to shout one word: Galanthia. It's a magnificent march, but perhaps every bandsman's nightmare, but there's still another few hundred yards to go. So ladies and gentlemen, as they play. Please give a warm Belfast welcome to the Imperial Guards from Belfast.
I'm going to skip this a little till it comes back up the other end. I'm not going to play any more of that because, generally speaking, you all get the drift. That's sort of what it is. That's a melody flute band. You will notice the difference in their... The biggest difference is in their decorum, how they present and whatnot. Teals, sorry. I don't always get all the comments whenever I've been trying to jump between videos and stuff, and sorry mate, sorry. What about you, chum? Welcome aboard. In the decorum, the way they present, also the drum major is a dead giveaway, and the absence of any other flags or standards. Melody flute bands don't carry... don't bring a colour party. They don't bring they don't bring sidewalkers and stuff. It is all about that. That's basically what a melody flute band looks like. I'm cutting it short because I am cognizant of the time, and also it is, all you're doing is hearing different tunes. It doesn't add that much. There's enough there for everybody. It's got the memo. No. Where am I? Just check this. Right.
Shop lab-grown diamonds
Fuck's
at
sake.
Goldsmiths today, online or in your local showroom.
This is him about to walk off. That's a traditional Belfast tune called Tell Me Ma. And that's the next act walking on, which is the County Armagh Drum Majors. Out of curiosity, Pakka, give me a guess. How much did that band have to raise to get started?
I've got no idea.
Take a guess.
I've no idea. I've never started a band. I've got
Yeah.
no idea.
Somewhere north of 50 grand.
Shit off.
Yeah. To buy the uniforms, the instruments, and everything else that they need, the belt buckles, the blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Somewhere
They're not going mad on instruments, it's drums and flutes.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? They're not splashing out on bazooks and bassoons and clarinets and, you know, French
Yeah.
horns. Like,
Yeah, one of those side drums is about 500 quid, mate.
bloody hell.
And then you've got to personalise it with your own logos and your own painting.
I've spent less than that on 80% of all the cars I've ever bought.
Anglo was fucking bang on it. Yeah. Colin was on it, 50 grand. Yeah. Now, there's a podcast I watched called Made the Parade, and that band was on it, and they asked them how much it was, how much the cost, and they sort of sheepishly say it's somewhere north of 50,000, which means it's probably closer to 70. There's another band that are quite new that started out about the same time as them that you're going to see shortly, and they whenever they were asked that question, they said yeah, something like that. It's incredibly expensive, and how they do that is through fundraising. You know, it is quite crazy. Right, we're going to watch a little bit of the Drum Majors. Right.
Belfast. Now, as melody music evolved over the centuries, so too did another important figure at the head of the parade, and we saw a fine example of it there. One of the most successful classes anywhere in these islands. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the County Armagh Drum Majors.
I'm not sure if that helped, but I tried zooming that in a bit. Aussie Man Reviews.
Is that the dude with the mullet? Yeah. Spinny, spinny.
You can make more
Oh,
than a
fuck
mark
off.
with a shaft. Create.
Yeah, I had
Thinking
no
colour
idea who
for
Aussie
shark.
Man Reviews was until I got into
With 20 hotel brands at
Excellent Weather.
IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can guest how you guest.
I couldn't hear that over the fucking adverts.
I said I had no idea who Aussie Man Reviews was until I got into Mexican Weather.
Yeah. She lost a point.
We'll go out.
Right. I'm only playing that much because I'm cognitive of the time. That's how... Oh... I don't understand why there is any, because I'm not monetized. The fella put this video up is not monetized. Now, this is how drum majoring looks like if you're in competition, where you're trying to do everything very perfect. And like I said, that girl lost a point because she had to move her foot to catch the stick as it came down. What I want to do is drop this out, and I want to give you a look at how that form of drum majoring looks as part of a celebration. Basically with its proper context. So let's get this wee click. This is the Nollerton Road, who are
We can't see that.
Oh, yeah, I clicked onto it, but I hadn't got it presented. Share screen. One day in Belfast City Centre. That's you. Why the fuck is that? Where is this buffering? Right. StreamYard. Add this. This is the Nollerton Road Flute Band. They would be they're like a 1970s band that has not changed with their uniform, their demeanour, and their level of swagger. So we'll play a little bit of this, and this is how that drum majoring with the long stick fits into the celebration whenever we're having a party. And where are we? One day in Belfast. Can I zoom that in?
Fucking Bruce Lee, look.
Yep. The way this goes is they have a quiet verse, a loud verse, a quiet verse, a loud verse, and he swings with the louder verse. There we go. There's a bit of that. And we'll have another look and see what's going on in West Belfast.
I think we should stick with a Jedi there with a stick, with his...
Yeah. Here we go. This is a little bit from the... That's the wrong fucking video. I don't want you. I don't want you. Right. There it is. That's the one I wanted. Watch on YouTube. Fucking again with the adverts. We will overcome and persevere with all of this bullshit. Right. Here we go. I'm going to treat you to another bit from the West Belfast Festival. And if anybody's any queries about this being normal, just ask Al Mac and he will tell you this song, Celtic Symphony, is a part of pretty much every Irish night out. Here we go. West Belfast Festival, Celtic Symphony. Let's see what they're at. For anybody having problems translating that, it is ooh, ah, up the ra, as in support for the Irish Republican Army.
Oh, is this what them, was it football girls were singing or rugby girls?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Uh-huh. There we go. That's your West Belfast Cultural Festival.
Well, I'm just going to say, I don't think they should be part of the British Isles. until they get subtlety and sarcasm. Okay?
Yeah.
Because clearly, thus far, they don't get it. I don't, I'm not necessarily knocking their direct approach, but they're not like the rest of us.
Well, the problem is, see, whenever you take away the hatred of the British people out of their culture, there's fuck all left.
Well, they probably sing about other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't. Unfortunately, you don't. It only gets worse from there. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. Very well said. Yeah, they need a lesson in subtlety and all of that sort of stuff.
Sarcasm. That's distinctly British, I think.
No. Let me see. What else have I left on this? The one other thing that I think we're going to cover. There's one element that we're going to miss out of this tonight. I will quickly talk about it. There was a bit by the church band, the church flute band, which is, there's a bunch of people that were in loyalist marching bands that became Christians, and they formed their own band within the churches, and they go to different churches and different events and they play. But basically, it's only going to look and sound like another flute band. And the other bit that I'm definitely going to show would be the end of this show, where the Loyal come in, which are a Blood and Thunder marching band, and honestly you couldn't really tell the difference between the musical two of them. So I'm going to go that road, but my big question was that yeah, we're going to skip to the end of that show, which is miraculously coming in just about fucking 2 hours. This is quite freaky. Share screen. And this one's coming from Made to Parade. At this stage, I'm going to pause this at a point, or at least bring it back at some point. Actually, no, hold that result. Do we have... No, we don't.
I thought for a moment the band was holding them telegraph poles. So this has gone well Scottish all of a sudden.
Yeah, yes, like fucking cabers.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, well, I'll play that bit. Actually, no, I'm going to go back to the start of their bit. Actually, Ballycombe, Souls Highland Dancers. Actually, we're gonna go from here. This is a church flute band. These are a bunch of people who have become Christian, and they're involved in marching bands, or were involved in marching bands, and they've created their own one in a nice Christian community. And one of the interesting things about this church band is there's a lot of times that the marching bands would accompany lodges, arrange lodges to church parades, and generally speaking, the band would just wait outside. However, since some of these guys have got involved with this church band, and some of them are still involved with the band that they left, the band that they were in before they became Christian, they've given their testimony and other things. There's more of an interest within the band scene of Christianity, and they're starting to actually go into the churches for the whenever they're at a church parade, which is a nice improvement. We'll hit play on this. Oh, and you only really play hymns. Oh. Right, we're skip. Now, this is a concert flute band. Whenever you get a look at them, you'll notice that their flutes are much longer. They're also shinier. You've got some different instruments, and it gives it a more unique sound. Oh, and by the way, these people are world champions as well. Right, I'm going to stop this in a moment or two. This is the very end. This is the march off, and the Royal Flute Band on the right of the screen in the purple and blue, and the Imperial Guards have joined to form one band. This is something that sometimes happens at a parade where two bands decide to want to make more noise, to join together, and they all play the same song. There is actually a rule on parade that you're not allowed to have two bass drums, but that does get broke on occasion. I'm going to let this play, then bring it back to a certain point, and I'm going to point out the differences between a Blood and Thunder band and a melody flute band. See how many you can spot. Right, I'm going to drop this back a little bit. Let's see, somewhere about there. A couple of things to point out. This tune that they're playing on the way out is the sash. Now, as I mentioned at the start, there's a lot of people in my community that were very dubious about this event even taking part, or our bands taking part in it, or having any truck with it whatsoever. And one of the things that they all said was they'll give you a created playlist and tell you what you can play and what you cannot play. And everybody said they won't play the sash because although there's nothing, the words of the sides of the course that everybody knows is, sure, it's old, but it is beautiful, and its colours, they are fine. That's talking about the collarette that people wore. It was worn in Derry, Aughrim, Enniskillen, and the Boyne, which is the 4 Williamite wars. Sure, my father wore it as a youth in the bygone days of yore, and it's on the 12th I love to wear the sash my father wore. So it's about passing down this regalia from father to son, to father to son, to father to son. Apparently it's very hateful because the Irish Nationals say so. One of the things it said is they'll not let you play that, and which is probably why the two bands came together and played that in unison as we're walking off, as a message to the people in our community as much as anybody else. Actually, not only are we going to play that, we'll make it as loud as we can. Now, the other things to notice here is you'll notice the band on the right. I'll bring this a bit forward a bit. Now, you'll notice the band on the right, they've got a colour party. They've got the standard there at the front, which is the name of the band. You've got a Union banner. You've got two Royal Irish Army flags going there. 16th Enniskillens, I think it is. Can't remember what the other one was, but they're both related to the First World War. They also said they'll not let you carry your colours. Actually, no, they fucking carried your colours. But these melody flute bands on the other side, they don't do this. So if you see a band with a colour party, it's going to be Blood and Thunder. If you see a band without one, it's probably going to be melody flute. The other difference is the drum major in this has got the long form of a mace, whereas this Blood and Thunder band, you've got a kid there, he's got a short stick, but even if it's an adult doing lots of stuff with it, and I'll show a clip later in a minute with a drum major with that type of stick. It's a short stick, basically with a tennis ball in the end and a lot of insulating tape around it, and it gets through up in the air quite a lot. The other thing you're going to notice is the bass drum on this side will always stay nice and straight. Whenever we get into the noisy verse of this, whenever you look on the right hand side, you'll see that this drum starts to move side to side as he decides to beat 7 shades of shit out of it. So that's a couple of things to look out for. We'll drop this back. To about there. Right, we can take that away.
Everything you still need to do.
That was the wrong fucking
Before
thing.
you know it, it's
there. Well, Mr. Pakka, what do you think?
Enjoyable. As much as I don't like marching bands, I found out I like marching bands.
Yeah. Did we impart any knowledge? Did that part of it work?
The knowledge?
Yeah, do you feel like you've learned something?
Yeah, probably. But I wouldn't like to explain it right now. I'm 5 whiskeys in. Hang on, I'll show you. I'm there.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, as in the whole Irish thing that came to Belfast. I see what you did there, and that was thoroughly enjoyable. And
Yep.
not offensive.
Yes.
Not offensive as in singing "We Want You All Dead."
Yes.
You know, not like that.
Uh-huh.
More sort of like, "This is us. We're here."
That is exactly it. And we can do that with all of our stuff and strip the really hateful stuff out and still have a culture there to put on show and keep the stuff that people really don't.
It's a culture you can be proud of.
Yes, but the other thing that we can do is we keep the stuff that other people really don't like for whenever we're on our own. It's not public facing. That's for whenever we're having a party on our own.
And back we go again to a culture of tolerance.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Now, I'm going to give. By the way, that the Loyal are classed as a small Blood and Thunder band. So I'm going to play the Shankle Protestant Boys on the 12th of July, having a party, playing the sash. And I'll stop this at a couple of places and point out the elements. StreamYards at the stage. You have all probably seen this before because I think I need to zoom this out. Did that go in or out? I don't know. Right. We'll see. I might have fucked up the zoom, but we're about to find out.
You zoomed in.
Right. We'll see whenever. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to zoom that out again because I think it's distorting. Zoom out. Right. You notice the difference in how the drum major acts? And behaves, and the height that fucking stick got threw up in the air. I'm going to bring that back to here and watch
There
that.
was several stories out, wasn't it?
Yeah. The other thing you can see here is there's a second bass drum being lifted out of the boot of this car. And whenever you see the second bass drum coming in, that's how you know it's going to be a party. So check out these drum majors. I'm going to point out the elements and then we'll watch it in entirety. So you've got the two bass drums there, and you've also got the boy bass drum, because you got to teach kids young.
And he looks like he was born for it, that lad.
Yeah. There we go. There's an example of a large Blood and Thunder band. I think we've come. Oh, thanks, mate. I'm glad you enjoyed. So there you go. That's a bit of a dive into the Ulster Scots culture, the Loyalist culture, and where we are in the culture war. Because, like it or not, there most definitely is a concerted effort to take away anything that looks remotely British. But it's not going to work. Because we ain't ever going to stop doing what we do.
I think it's a very silly idea. It can't work because half the world is imprinted with English.
Yeah. Yes, it is. You know,
it's like trying to paint the sky a different colour.
Oh, like some of the dumb shit that I've seen put forward as culture and whatnot is absolutely quite amazing, because like you've got that town in Wales that's got the longest name in the world, but it hasn't got one long name. It's got a fucking sentence for a name, and all those get put together. It means something like something River of the Valley.
Yeah, the town on the hill with the river and the two peaks or something.
Yes.
Stupid. Like, yeah.
Yes. That's not a fucking town name. That's something that somebody invented because they couldn't.
It worked though. It worked though. You know what I mean? They done well out of it.
Oh yeah, they've got to be pretty famous. But here's the thing: see if it's not possible to translate a word into your language. It's because it's not a fucking. It's because it's not in that language, and just maybe use the language that was there.
You're sounding very Anglo-Saxon now.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it's like the Irish for internet is indeed internet, because they can't figure out a way to translate it in the Irish, and that's maybe because it doesn't fucking exist in that language.
Yeah,
maybe just
it wasn't. Yeah, I get all that. Well, okay. So on the other side of that, you got the Welsh that will invent new words for stuff, even though there's perfectly good words for it.
Oh, the Irish do that all the time, because they're trying to get Irish street names, and there's large scale arguments over the translations, because they have to turn it into half a sentence to try to get something that means the same fucking that means something remotely similar, and they have to it doesn't work, you know, like place names. It's like deciding Berlin's not Berlin. Do you know what it's like?
My dad said to me once, it was like this kind of thing when the Greek try and spell whiskey, because there's no W, there's no W in Greek.
Yes.
So when they try and spell whiskey, they can't do it. It takes 18 letters, and no one can understand what they're trying to say.
Oh, by the way, talking about London, in September, there's a big chunk of those marching bands coming over to London, by the way, lads, for the Lord Carson Memorial Parade, because last year a load of leftists went and protested at the two bands that turned up to go to the parade. And yeah, this year, so they sent word out saying we're getting shit at this parade, and
I've got a feeling that this year all your bands from Northern Ireland are turning up with their own fans that will do crowd control.
They're coming from here, and they're coming from Scotland.
Yeah.
and they're coming from England.
I've seen how that goes when Antifa turn up in Ireland,
Yeah.
in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, and and the Met Police shit themselves.
Yeah.
They closed it off after 19 bands. The Scottish are coming. 19 bands had signed up for it, and the Met Police said, God, no, we're not allowed anymore. Because the whole point of it was, if there's going to be problems, we'll make the parade that large that they have no choice other than to police it properly. So that I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm going to start advertising that every week with the shout outs, by the way. So if anybody wants to go to London in a couple of weeks' time and see the marching bands, it's an option. Yeah, so there you go. Now, other than that, I think we've actually covered everything I wanted to cover. Have you had a good evening, Mr. Pakka?
I have, yes. And just to reply to Loper, who said whiskey with an E or whiskey without an E, start arguing, it's actually pronounced single malt.
Yeah.
That solves that argument.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking through these comments.
You can follow that with 18 years, anywhere up to 50, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Yes, right. So with that, I'm going to rack up my outro. I will put your comments up on the stage, and that will be it for this evening. And I hope you've all enjoyed.
Thank you. Yes, I have enjoyed it. That was very interesting. I did enjoy the view that you took, the overall view.
Yes. Yeah, and like I say, I've suddenly became somehow progressive, wanting to move forward. But this will move forward. The people that are involved in currently doing what we're doing are far too fucking stubborn to do anything other. And as it moves forward, my little bit is to try to publicise where we are.
Okay, so if everybody in the chat can now refer to 42 as lefty.
Yeah. No. Progressive. No. It's. I don't think you covered pillows. Yeah. Right. Here comes the outro, and I will put your comments up on the stage.
Wears the north wind like a tattoo. Green field trapped in a gray sky, saw the rain still stuck in his throat. Far from the line on the map, he carries that border like a coat. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, broken glass in the heather. Tongue tastes blood and black tea. He writes the river that cut his town. He writes walls only he can see. Vision of Ulster's flicker over rusted wire and a ruin. He plants a flag in this dead valley and calls it home by singing 42. Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot. Every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. Is it exile if the land moves with you? Is it freedom if the past still stares straight through? He laughs like a funeral, he prays like a fight, writes Ulster in the sand, lets the wind decide the right. At 42, Ulster's poet, patriot, spitting old ghosts into new dark songs. From the cold, wet edge of Northern Ireland to the dry heat where his shadow runs long. 42, Ulster's poet, patriot. Every line is a vow he won't undo. Hear that low voice curse and bless when the dust says 42. 42. 42.
Okay, everybody. Before I go, if you just want to find live streams of the parades similar to the ones you've seen tonight, look up On the March videos or Ulster Bands Forum. Also look up Belfast Bands Forum on Facebook. If you want to get kept up to date with what is going on within the band scene. And other than that, Pakka has been Pakka. I have been 42. You lot in the chat have, as always, been fucking amazing. Good night. God bless. I'm out of here. Goodbye.